Hi everyone, it's Matthew. Welcome back to my channel. It is the final Golden Globe predictions of the year. God help us all. I'm joined by two very special guests. Dylan, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Hi, well, my name's Dylan. I am from the channel Fantasy Filmball on YouTube, where we do Oscar predictions year round, and I'm very excited to be here. Matthew and I have known each other for about a year or so throughout the community, so it's fun to finally meet, face to face.
Thank you. And your turn, Roberto.
Well, I'm a bit of a regular on this little shindig here. My name's Roberto, and I am a writer for Loud and Clear Reviews, and I'm also I like arguing on Twitter, so you'll find me there.
I'll leave a link to everybody's Twitter and YouTube in the description below. Show them some love. They're all amazing. And it is time to talk about the Golden Globe, our winner predictions.
Wow, it's already creeping up, huh? The final predictions.
This will be released the day before the Golden Globes. So.
Oh, okay.
Let's hop right into Best Drama.
All right.
They nominated The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nickel Boys, and September 5.
I think pretty obvious who's winning here. September 5, duh.
I seem to be on an island with this one because look to other people who have predictions out there right now. I currently have Conclave taking Best Drama here at the Golden Globes, and I feel like it will start the industry support for this film, where I currently have it winning at the Globes, at the BAFTA, and then going on to the Oscar.
It's not impossible.
You know what? Yeah, okay.
It's either that or The Brutalist. Let's be honest here. None of
the I do have The Brutalist. Dylan, have you seen The Brutalist?
I have. I saw it back in October, and I liked it when I watched it. It hasn't sat with me the best, so I'm very interested to rewatch the film, see if the second half works a little bit more for me. Just my whole thinking with The Brutalist throughout this award season has just been, what will be its reactions to the critical support, and then when we get to the industry, will it be widespread acclaim? Because back when the film premiered at Venice, there were people saying, oh, this is going to beat Oppenheimer's total from last year. It's going to sweep from top to bottom, while I was always a little bit more reserved with the potential nominations it could get. It's getting some of those. It's missing some others. So I think the Globes would be the first true sign. Is The Brutalist a real Best Picture win contender? Or is it just one of those that's in the top 5, but it's not really winning at any of the major awards bodies?
That's true.
I actually 100% agree with you. Comparing it to Oppenheimer is not the best idea. Considering what happens after the intermission, it gets really dark, and it's not what awards voters usually go for. Matthew, you'll find out what we're talking about when you see it, but
it's literally the last movie nominated that I haven't seen yet.
It's a really messed up film, but yeah, Felicity Jones has missed. It's probably going to miss sound and like other categories that Oppenheimer got, but I really do feel, I think the industry overall is probably going to go for it.
Yeah.
Given it's a small epic in a scale that we haven't seen since the 70s.
Yeah.
Like it's an impressive movie overall.
First off, Sing Sing not being here is a damn shame. I'm sorry.
I would agree.
But yeah, I have The Brutalist. But I wouldn't be surprised if Conclave wins. Watch it be a completely unknown winning. Dude, I kind of want that level of chaos, though.
I will shoot my TV if that happens.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get into other categories, but I do want some chaos. Best Motion Picture Comedy or Musical. Anora, Challengers, Amelia Perez, A Real Pain, The Substance, and Wicked. Challengers, right?
In a perfect world, it would be Challengers. That's my favorite movie of 2024. But you talk about chaos. This is the category where I think the chaos will really ensue, because I currently have Amelia Perez winning one of its few wins here at the Golden Globes.
The same.
Nice.
I also have Amelia Perez. Nora doesn't really seem like a picture winner to me, and Amelia Perez, it overperformed. And also, let's be honest here, it's also a musical, and on top of that, the industry is going to go for it, and I think it's as a nice little package. You'll see what I mean when we get to other categories, but I think a lot of people are underestimating it here. Or maybe me and you are overestimating it.
Hey, I think it could win. I really do think it could win. I have Honora winning, but not in the way you think. I will just leave it at that for right now.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But I
Yeah.
do think Nora could win, Amelia Perez could win, and maybe the Substance too. I mean, we're discounting the Substance, but it got the exact same nominations that Honora did.
Wait.
A supporting category,
Oh, okay.
picture, director, and screenplay.
I was like, Dennis Quaid did not get nominated. What are you talking about?
Now that would be a cool old Golden Globes nomination. They would totally do that like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I do like this category is up to a lot. It's not that it can happen. The Substance you can make an argument for. Wicked you can make an argument for. But I'm happy to see Dylan and me share the same view because I was really worried I'd be alone on this little island. But looks like we have a partner.
I'm happy to be in partnership here because I think the Globes will really be kind of like what I talked about with Conclave, the first stepping stone that we have here in terms of the industry awards, where if obviously it's Honora and The Brutalist, there's our matchup for Best Picture. But if we have something crazy like Amelia Perez or Conclave or even The Substance like y'all talked about, there could be the season may not be as set in stone as a lot of people thought it was like a month ago.
Yeah, which it is refreshing because there still isn't a front runner for Best Picture, or at least not a clear front runner, which is so refreshing because like the past 5 years we've kind of had a good idea on what's winning. So
yeah. All right, we're getting to the good stuff. Now we're into the acting races.
Okay.
Let's start with actor drama because I feel like that's a little bit easier than actress, just a little bit. Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Daniel Craig for Queer, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes for The Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice.
I'll go first. Adrian Brody.
And this is kind of where our partnership ends. I have Timothy Chalamet for A Complete
I
Unknown.
also have Timothy Chalamet.
There we go.
I have been, when I saw the movie, I have been warning people. I had Timothy like a few days ago. Matthew could confirm this. I said,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's true. He had it like literally like 3 days ago.
I've been flip flopping, but in the end, I thought if Adrian Brody's winning the Oscar, which I'm predicting he is, it's gonna start here. But Timothy Lily checks all the boxes, and so does Brody. So literally, I think they're really neck and neck right now.
I would totally agree.
You're muted.
He's
happened, but ever since Searchlight announced that A Complete Unknown is coming out this year, I've just had this feeling that clearly they have faith behind this film. This is their main priority. Why else would they rush it into 2024? They already have A Real Pain. At that time, they had Night Bitch, which a lot of people were proposing for lots of awards. And always it's like, well, if they're rushing this film that wrapped in September, they must believe something for it. And the biggest thing you have to believe for A Complete Unknown would be the lead acting performance. But I do agree with you, Roberto. If Adrian Brody or Timothy Chalamet is the real front runner, we'll see it here, and I think it will continue throughout the rest of award season.
Yeah, because the thing is, I think you'll agree with me. Adrian Brody is like very weak at SAG because that movie,
it's not SAG for me.
I know. Yeah, so that if Timothy were to win here, he's gonna win SAG. He is going to win SAG. Yeah. So
and he's probably gonna win Critics' Choice because they'll just follow what the Globes do. Pretty much.
You say that, but like the last few winners have not done that in Best Actor.
Yes, Emma Stone, Paul Giamatti. No, they still won at the Globes.
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, well, that's the only current example I can think of.
Also, like sometimes you're mixing up sweepers, but no, like especially in Best Actor, when they could have gone for Cillian Murphy, they went for Paul Giamatti when Oppenheimer swept at Critics' Choice. So they do their own thing. It's possible Timothy wins Golden Globe. Adrian Brody wins Critics' Choice.
I don't know. We'll see. Ray Fiennes, though, is knocking on Timothy Chalamet and Adrian Brody's doors.
I think that performance is too subtle for like big awards like this to give him a win.
I don't think it's too impossible, especially if Conclave does end up winning Best Picture here.
But like, look at Spotlight. You know that one acting wins, and Ray Fiennes has only won like one Critics Award, and there doesn't really seem a passion to give him a win.
Well, again, if Sing Sing was here, maybe Coleman
Oh.
Domingo would have a chance of winning by now.
Yeah, Dylan, do you have some technical difficulties? We can't hear you.
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, he did. I saw his lips move. Yeah, see?
Oh. Hey, it happens. It happens. Can't hear you.
Better?
There you go.
There it is.
I guess my mic doesn't want to work. But for Ray Fiennes, it's one of those things where I feel like there was so much buzz ahead of the season before people really saw the performance, and kind of like what you're saying, Roberto, it's a little bit more reserved, I guess, akin to Cillian Murphy last year in Oppenheimer, but that was a sweeping performance.
Yeah.
While yes, it did lose one of the stops, it won pretty much everywhere. It was in the big juggernaut film. Even if Conclave goes on to win, I'm not sure here would be the additional support.
Exactly.
At the Oscars, at least, I feel like it would be adapted. It would be editing. It could maybe even be score. But Fiennes is one of those things where he will be a nomination all year long. I just don't really see him winning anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Chalamet. I still really think Chalamet has it. All right, let's talk about probably the second biggest hot mess category, actress drama. This is the big mess. Quick reminder who they nominated: Pamela Anderson for Last Showgirl, Angelina Jolie for Maria, Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door, Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, and of course Kate Winslet and Lee.
Angelina Jolie.
Fernanda Torres.
To do here because
Fernanda isn't winning. That Isabelle Huppert comparison doesn't work.
Okay, all right. I had my fun. I also have Jolie. But I do think this is there.
Like, I think you're coming in and out. Here,
Yeah.
try to.
That's,
Oh my, this poor guy. This poor guy.
Going on with my microphone. Is this any better?
Yes.
That's better.
Yes. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my mic today, but I don't really know what to do in this category because when the nominations were announced, I would have said Nicole Kidman. She's a Globe's favorite. Baby Girl has momentum, but then she went on to miss a Critics' Choice like days later. And I just feel like the buzz around Baby Girl really hasn't eclipsed the way you would have thought after its Volpe Cup win and after its release here. So Jolie makes the most sense. She's the one who's going to go in to get the Oscar nomination. So she's who I'll predict as well. But like, if a spoiler was going to happen, maybe it's Torres or maybe it's even Kate Winslet.
I would say Torres if critics were going for her, but like nobody's going for her. The passion is just not there. The only reason she's here is because the international vote saved her. Like if this wasn't the new Globes, Fernanda Torres would not be here. Like
I do wonder about Kate Winslet though. I hate to say this, but I have to put it out there because something tells me she's going to be a surprise win here. And we'll all be screaming our heads off when she's up there accepting the Golden Globe for Lee.
And like one of her weakest performances, I don't think so.
I think this is like the perfect example of old Globes versus new Globes. Like Globes 5-6 years ago, definitely Kate Winslet's winning. There's no real strong contender. They're going to go with the biggest name. But like Globes nowadays, at least based on the nominations, you would feel like they would lean elsewhere. And like Jolie makes the most sense. But like kind of the same thing you're talking about with Torres. Jolie's just struggling so much with critics. And even when Maria came out at Venice, the buzz wasn't really there for like, oh my gosh, this is a career best. This is an awards winning type performance. Like the nomination seems like it's there because Netflix, they're kings at this campaigning stuff. But the win is where I'm kind of scared, but there's just no one else here.
And also, she, like you said, she's the only one at Critics' Choice. So, like,
watch it be Pamela Anderson.
I wouldn't complain.
I wouldn't complain too much. I mean, they do like the career achievement narratives, like people coming back after being gone for a long time. Because she disappeared from Hollywood.
Would that be for Jolie too, though?
Well, I'm making the argument that they like that in general, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, which would service Jolie.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say, though, is there's a lot of weird stuff they can do in this category, and that absolutely terrifies me.
Yeah.
All right, comedy. Let's do comedy actors first, because comedy actors, I would argue, is even a bigger hot mess than comedy actress was Amy Adams for Night Bitch, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gaston for Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison for Nora, Demi Moore for the substance, and Zendaya for challengers.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Me and Dylan have the same winner.
We might, yeah. Who do you have?
Carla Sofia.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yep.
where I'm leaning right now
Yep.
too. Is like Madison makes so much sense, but at the same time, if I have Amelia, are they going to flip flop like we saw in years past, where maybe there is a race in the acting or the actress field, but the film that ends up winning the picture category usually gets the edge here. And like I would have said, if Wicked showed more strength during nominations, Arrivo could be an upset here. But the fact it missed out on director, Jonathan Bailey didn't get in and missed screenplay, kind of makes me feel like they like the film. They don't love it the way that they love Amelia Perez.
Yeah. And also, Carla Sofia, she is Amelia Perez. And if you're going to award Amelia Perez, why not vote Amelia Perez herself? And also, she gives a really good performance. But we have Mikey Madison. You have Demi Moore with her career narrative. Anybody could win here, really. But I'm predicting me and Dylan are obviously predicting a little surprise. I'm pretty surprised how me and you have the same thoughts here.
I would argue my surprise is bigger because I'm actually predicting Demi Moore to win.
Really?
Now that would be a fun one.
Because the career narrative fits with the old Globes. But with the new Globes, too, clearly they love the movie that much. I said the newer Globes. If they gave a director, screenplay, a supporting nomination, picture, and the old Globes would be like, we nominated her a bunch of times. We love her. Let's get her up on that stage. Again, they don't think that way, but sometimes they do.
It's something that sounds so shocking, but after it would happen, it makes so much sense for all the reasons that you're giving right there. And for me, at least, throughout this whole award season, and since I saw Lenora too, it only echoed those feelings that Madison feels like, hey, this is your first big performance. Here's the nomination. Your win's the next time around. And I've always just struggled who is the real winner, because while Gascon is great, she doesn't feel like a winning performance. Arrivo's in a film that she has a part 2 coming that her roles will be even bigger. So I guess maybe Moore would be that shocking person to take her down, and this would be a great first step in that potential win.
Yeah, and on top of that, I watched the actors on actors with her. I saw the roundtables. She's making her rounds. She's charming everybody, and
she was even a Hot Ones.
Exactly, and it's obviously this role means a lot to her. Literally everything here means a lot. If she were to win, it would be everything. So,
which we've seen before many times. That does help you at the end.
Yeah, no, literally, she's been championing this film. She was solely getting screenings out there. So,
and your point there brings something up to me, at least. In an odd way, she's kind of like both of the female acting wins from Everything Everywhere. She's the one really getting the film seen by a different demographic, like Jamie Lee Curtis, but she has a career narrative from Michelle Yeoh in the lead category.
Yeah, if this didn't star her, do you think we would be having this conversation right now?
Well, it depends on who was in her place.
I don't know any other actress that would want to do this, but
I know that's my point. But yeah, something just tells me go with Demi Moore, don't go with Mikey Madison. So that's what I'm doing.
Which, it's hard to say no, because there's the narrative. So it's I can't be I don't see it. I could. She's really that good. So
yeah, that's what I meant earlier about having Nora winning, but not in the way you think. When we talked about
Nora wins.
I have her winning another category, but we haven't got to it yet.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about actor comedy, please.
Okay.
Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain. Hugh Grant for Heretic. Still can't believe that made it. Gabriel LaBelle for Saturday Night. Jesse Plemons for Kind of Kindness. Glenn Powell for Hitman. And Sebastian Stan for A Different Man.
I have Glenn Powell.
I guess for me, in a perfect world, we would have Joaquin Phoenix here, but obviously no one likes Joker. So I have two thinkings here. If they're going with the film that they like the most, there's Jesse Eisenberg. He's the only one in a picture nomination. But if they're going with the performance that has the most buzz, there's Hugh Grant in Heretic that went on to get the CCA. There's a chance he could get the BAFTA. There's talk about a SAG. He could hit every precursor. I don't believe that, but there's a chance it could happen. So those are the two I'm kind of bouncing between. And if I would have to pick the day that we're recording, I would lean more with Hugh Grant, but the closer we get, I might sway back to Eisenberg. That's who I had even before the nominations, because I'm like, he's gonna be the one who's in the film that's the strongest. But Hugh Grant just excelled in ways I never thought he could.
Yeah, and you know what? It's I'll raise you this. He's a former winner, and also he's giving a performance that's so against his usual type. He's usually a charming, romantic, but in this,
Yeah.
he's fucking scary. Which is still, even in this scary performance, he has a lot of charm that you will watch the movie for like 2 hours just for him. And if I was a voter, I would have him, but I do feel Glenn Powell's also having a good year. He puts on many masks throughout the film.
Which does help.
So I'm gonna go with him, but Hugh Grant, I would recommend going for him over Eisenberg, but I see both sides of the coin.
I have Jesse Eisenberg.
We all got one.
Finally.
I think he is the most likely to earn an Oscar nomination out of the 6. I said out of the 6. I don't think he'll get an Oscar nomination, actually, for acting anyway, but I think he's the most likely here to get Oscar nominations, and sometimes they do that when they can't decide on a comedy actor. So, all right, supporting.
I think we all have the same winner here.
For supporting actor?
Yes.
Do I even need to bother reading them at this point?
I'm scared. I don't know, Dylan. I'm scared.
Read them off, and I'll go after that.
Your Bullsaw for Honora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice, and for some reason Denzel Washington for Gladiator 2.
For some reason,
I like that added quip there, because Denzel's actually who I'm picking for this nomination, or not for this nomination, but for the win here. And it's crazy, it's dumb, but hey, the Globe's got to do one crazy dumb thing every year, and this is the spot where I feel like they could do it. And at least for me, all season long, Kieran Culkin has felt fake for a win. I mean, I get people love his performance. I am much more of a fan of Jesse Eisenberg inside that film, but Culkin is still very good. But I just I would have gone with Macklin, but obviously Macklin's not here. So it makes sense for me to want to switch over to Culkin. But I feel like the further we get into awards season, A Real Pain's just going to continue to lose steam the further we go. And I think that maybe even if Culkin wins here, which I guess I will pick Culkin and not Denzel, because Denzel's completely lost all of his steam. But I don't think Culkin's going to be the sweeper that people currently have him pegged for. I think he's going to end up losing somewhere. I don't think he'll win SAG. I don't think he'll win BAFTA. He may win Critics' Choice and Golden Globe. And in a weird way, is the actual Angela Bassett of this year or not Denzel? And his film ends up missing Best Picture. And at the end of the day, A Real Pain's 2 nominations, 0 wins.
I agree. I do think he wins SAG. However, I don't think he wins BAFTA.
There's no way on earth he wins BAFTA.
No, not no way on earth. He can sweep. Okay, let's not rule him out 100%.
Okay. But I just don't see the BAFTAs.
Dylan, when you saw A Real Pain, did you watch it in a crowd, with people?
I did.
Okay. Those reactions, though, people, at least the crowd I was with, they ate him up. That's why I think he wins, because critics are going for him, and when you watch it with a crowd, he's perfect. Though Denzel would be a good winner because he's phenomenal in Gladiator 2. He's the best part in it. What about Guy Pearce? What do we think?
That's who I have winning. I'm serious. Sure. 2 days ago, Roberto could vouch for me. I had Culkin too.
Yes.
But now the more I think about it, the more I'm like, Guy Pearce could win here, almost like a Cody Smith McPhee in The Power of the Dog, how he won here and then missed and then didn't win the Oscar. He won in a few places, but not all of them.
It's something I could totally see happen, and I think if Pierce wins here, that means Brutalist would win in drama. I think Brody would go on to win actor as well, and we would have a Brutalist sweep here at the Golden Globes, which is totally possible. It's just obviously I don't have Brutalist in drama pictures, so I don't have Pierce here, but I could totally see Pierce going on if he wins Globe, or if he even doesn't win Globe, to go on to win the BAFTA as well. And maybe Culkin has 2, maybe Pierce has 2, and there are a battle at the end of the day at the Oscars.
If they do The Brutalist, if they really like The Brutalist, Pierce will come along with it because he's a little evil guy in that movie. He's not the most pleasant person.
Which helps or hurts you.
He gives my favorite performance of the year. I want to state that, or not my favorite performance, my favorite supporting performance. And if I was a voter, he would get my vote. However, I do wonder if there's anybody else we're not thinking of that could win, or
Edward Norton, maybe, because he does have a physical. He does do like the obvious things that warrants a nomination.
Yeah, I think, like you said, he does the obvious things for a nomination. It just doesn't go really further than that for the win. And I think everyone out there who's currently doubting him, because obviously we have a top 6, a top 7 for supporting actor, and like, oh, how do we fit in both Borisov and Macklin? Norton's not the one to drop. It's someone else.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna stick. We have 3 different winners. I'm gonna stick with Culkin.
And I'll for fun do Denzel. I think Culkin actually at the end of the day will win, but Denzel will be the fun one here.
Yeah.
All right, supporting actress. This is the one I'm curious about. Selena Gomez for Amelia Perez, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Margaret Qualley for The Substance, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez.
3, 2, 1. Saldana. Yep, there it is.
Grande.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. It's literally a coin toss-up.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
And I mean, if supporting actress is one of the first awards of the night, we'll know if Amelia Perez is on its way to a drama picture win or if it's not. Because obviously, if it loses here for Ariana Grande, it's not going to win Gascon. It's not going to win picture. It's not going to win another category that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But if Saldana wins here, it'll be how many awards will it win? Will it be 1, 2, 3, 4, as high as 5 or 6?
Yeah, it would be odd for her to lose and then Amelia Perez win picture because her and Carla are kind of the face of the movie. Well, she's
Zoe
more actually than Carla is, oddly enough.
Zoe has more screen time by like 5 minutes over Carla.
Yeah. I have Zoe Saldana. I mean, you can make the argument for both her and Grande, but I'm going to stick with Saldana. But I don't think she sweeps.
No, I don't think either of them sweep.
No.
I think Grande will definitely take 1, maybe 2. I just don't think Globes is the one that she would take. I think she's much more likely for SAG and much more likely for CCA.
Exactly. No way BAFTA. Well, if Grande wins here, then takes CCA and SAG, she could win BAFTA like Ariana.
She would. I think so too.
Like at that point, she's just taking everything. But again, with the Cynthia Erivo argument, it's a part 1. You know, usually actors don't win for a part 1. It's rare, if ever. So.
Yeah, I agree, but something just telling me go with Grande here.
All right.
Personally, I hope it works out for you. I really like both these performances, but if I had a vote, I would give it to Grande.
Yeah, I would
give it to Jones if I was voting, but yeah.
What, no Rossellini for 7 minutes?
No.
She's really good in those 7 minutes. It's just 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly, if she wins, I would probably laugh in the best possible way because she deserves it, but it's 7 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
All right, best director. Here we go. Jacques Olliand for Amelia Perez, Sean Baker for Nora, Edward Berger for Conclave, Brady Colbin for The Brutalist, Colleen Frajad for The Substance, and Payal Kabadia for All We Imagine As Light.
I have Brady Corbet.
I do too.
I have Jacques Audiard for Amelia Perez for the big win here. I think very similar to what we saw with I was going to say that, but that didn't happen. I think just this film will show its strength here at the Golden Globes. And even if that strength doesn't continue for the rest of award season, I think this will be the best place for Amelia throughout the year. And it will really cement that Audiard is real in the director's race, where I've seen people out there have him out of their 5 or have him at number 5. But in reality, I think he is one competitive right up there with Brady Corbet.
I do think Audiard is top 2. However, I got to be honest, guys. I don't see a world where Brady Corbet loses. It's just what he does in The Brutalist, whether you like it or not, is one of the most impressive things like ever. The fact that he made a movie look like that on a shoestring budget basically is fascinating. And impressive, and it would be hard for me to imagine that the director's branch or anybody voting wouldn't be like, yeah, give him the win. Even if you don't like The Brutalist, even if it's the one win The Brutalist gets, I would imagine it's here. Or
Yeah.
somewhere.
If I was voting, it'd be Coley Faja for The Substance. That's who would be my pick to win Best Director. But yeah, I'm going with Brady Colbert for now. But watch it be Pi Al Capadia for all the matches.
And I guess just to touch back on Corbett, I definitely think he can win here. And honestly, he probably will go on to win. But I guess for me, if I don't have Brutalist and Drama, it's hard for me to have him here. And it's kind of the way of how I personally like to do my predictions is they all kind of make sense with each other. So like there's a chance I could miss like 4 or 5 categories because I'm predicting for what I think will happen in the picture category, where in reality, maybe it does make more sense that Corbet would take it over audio art. It's just, like you said, he's doing so much. My big question is, this is his first go around. While he had Vox Lux, it's the first time a lot of voters will have eyes on him. And will they see it as, hey, your first film, it's so phenomenal, we have to reward you? Or they'll be like, okay, this is great, but what can you do next?
Yeah. But may I raise you Chloe Zhao?
Mm-hmm. That's the great counterpoint there is where Zhao broke those strands. She swept the whole season. Her film swept the whole season as well. So I think that is the best case scenario for Corbet and The Brutalist.
If Jacques wins, though, that'd be fucking funny. Not gonna lie. Like, out of all people to win, him winning. For arguably, whether you like the film or not, I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, this is not one of his best. So for him to like start winning now for this film, it'd be something.
I have some issues with Amelia Perez. The directing is not. Screenplay, which we're about to talk about, is where I have my issues with.
Wait, you don't have issues with the directing, or?
I don't. Now that I saw it a third time, my mom wanted to see it, so I was like, "I'll sit with you. I'll try to explain everything to you." Because she's like, "I don't know what the heck's going on in this movie." But yeah, let's talk about screenplay. Amelia Perez, Anora, Brutalist, Real Pain, The Substance, and Conclave.
Okay, I know for a fact Dylan doesn't have Amelia Perez winning here. I hope to God he doesn't.
Yeah, I have Conclave to go with its drama
picture
win.
Okay. I have Anora. I think Anora wins here. It's Sean Baker hasn't won.
I have Anora too.
Yeah, it'll be surprisingly, this is his first Globes nomination and
first nomination.
Yeah. I think he has a good little narrative. He hasn't won any televised awards yet, and for arguably this is one of his best films. And yeah, I can't imagine he loses screenplay. I think he's gonna take this all the way.
Yeah, I think he'll sweep. I have Anora, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I only have Anora for picture and screenplay. So that's what I mean by yes, Nora winning, but not in the way you think.
Well, I actually thought that you had it winning picture and screenplay after I noticed you didn't have Mikey.
Yeah, I definitely think Demi Moore has a good chance of winning.
But would it be odd to vote for Nora in picture and not give Nora herself the win?
They've done weirder stuff before.
Yeah, but like for something like
I'm sticking with it. Stop talking me out there. You keep talking me out there.
Okay.
Before we get to the categories, let's just get cinematic and box office achievement.
Dylan. Oh wait, did Dylan? You said Conclave, right?
Yeah, I have Conclave. It matches with its drama picture category. I do think that Sean Baker sweeps the rest of the season in the original category, but here, like I said, I feel like Conclave is about to show its strength overall with the industry, and this is the place to do it. But obviously, maybe I'm completely off with that. Conclave walks away with 0 wins. Brutalist and Corbet win those categories, and then Anora wins here in the screenplay category.
Yeah. It's possible. They usually go with original screenplays, but you never know. All right. Cinematic and box office achievement. Alien Romulus Beetlejuice, Deadpool and Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, Twisters, Wicked, and The Wild Robot.
Oh, you're missing someone.
What?
Craven the Hunter. Why isn't that there?
I mean, we're all craving for some Kino, but at least
Yeah.
to me, I really like this category. I know why people have issues with this being a part of the Globes, but I think it's something fun. It's something new, and it's something no other award show really has. And I think that this year will really show how does this branch really vote? Because last year, clearly, any way you look at it, Barbie was winning. It made the most money. It got all the nominations. It checked off both boxes. This year, though, you have, do you vote for the film that made the most money, being Inside Out 2, or do you vote for the film that got the most love across the board, being Wicked? And I'm currently leaning with Wicked because I think this branch going forward at least will be voting for those films that check off both boxes instead of just one or the other.
Yep, I have Wicked as well.
Me too. This is basically like, sorry we're not giving you Best Picture, but hey, you get this at least.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now go enjoy our after parties.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the easiest category of all, best non-English language film.
Yeah, this one category, Dylan doesn't have Amelia Perez winning.
All we imagine is like Amelia Perez, The Girl with the Needle, I'm Still Here, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Familio.
Yeah, Amelia Perez.
Amelia Perez.
Yeah, Amelia Perez. I think it would be funny, though, if Amelia Perez did win comedy musical and then something like All We Imagine Is Light shows its strength here. But, I mean, we've seen throughout the rest of the award season so far, even when All We Imagine Is Light is there, Amelia is typically winning at the more populist voting bodies, more so than just the straight critics. But, excuse me. But I think last year it would have been really interesting to see, like, if Anatomy or if Zone was a little bit stronger in drama and we didn't have Oppenheimer, which one would have won the category and would they have matched up in both places? Because we saw the BAFTA where they went Anatomy in one and Zone in a different category.
Yep. Yeah.
Now we go from easy to one of the most interesting one, Best Animated. Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, Wallace and Gromit, and The Wild Robot.
I have The Wild Robot.
I also have The Wild Robot. I think it would be cool if they went with Flow. I love both films, but I like Flow just a little bit more. So it'd be cool to see Flow win something. But I think, unlike last year, the big Hollywood film is just going to sweep the season. And I mean, like I said, Wild Robot's great, so I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, and on top of that, The Boy and the Heron, you can make the argument that, the international vote will probably go to Flow, but with Boy and the Heron, that was Hayao Miyazaki,
Yeah.
okay? There's probably a good chunk of the American voters that also went with Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, exactly.
And also on top of that, Spider-Man was a sequel. It's like, okay, I already gave it this win. I'm going to give it to someone else. And in this case, Wild Robot has a message that really resonates. Same with Flow, but I think Wild Robots can be stronger in this area.
Yeah. Here's something interesting. This is the first Wallace and Gromit nomination for the Globes. They didn't nominate The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Like
That's
ever?
fun.
Not once. So it could have Netflix boosting it, but we'll see. I'm curious about if Wallace and Gromit could somehow do the impossible. Especially people just now seeing it. It comes out literally the Friday before the Globe nomination.
I think if we didn't have a clear number one, maybe because we saw that in the COVID year in a different category with I Care a Lot, Rosamund Pike winning because that was the film of the moment, but there was no consensus who should win this category. While here, Wild Robot pretty much I think has this locked up.
I was the only one who had Rosamund Pike winning.
So there you go.
I had her too.
Oh yeah, he did. But yeah, I was legit like that. Either gonna go with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Maria Bakalova, or they're gonna go with Sacha Baron Cohen and Rosamund Pike.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah, I had Bakalova because I mean, personally, she was my supporting performance of that year. So it would have been nice to see her win something, but wasn't meant to be.
Mm-mm.
All right, last two categories: best score. Conclave, The Brutalist, The Wild Robot, Amelia Perez, Challengers, and Dune Part 2.
I have The Brutalist.
I have been pushing the Challenger sweep all year long in this category, and I'm glad to see that it's at least caught on a little bit with critics. So I hope that it continues here with the industry. So I currently have it here, but I can totally see Challengers, even if it does win the Globes, it doesn't go into sweep. And it's something more akin to like Babylon in the score category, where it wins the early ones. And then once we get the Oscar nominations, the film's non-best picture, it kind of falls off a cliff. And maybe it's for Brutalist, maybe it's for Emilia Perez, maybe it's for Conclave. Something else takes the BAFTA, something else takes the Oscar.
So
I have the Brutalist too.
So you have Brutalist as well, or Challengers?
I currently have Challengers.
Okay.
Challengers would be my favorite out of these 6.
Brutalist would be my favorite, which is why I have it winning.
Well, again, I haven't seen it yet. That's the downside to living in Massachusetts. It's harder to get these movies. All right, best song is our last category. Beautiful That Way from The Last Showgirl, Compressed Repress from Challengers, El Ma from Emilia Perez, Forbidden Road from Better Man, Kiss the Sky from The Wild Robot, and Meet Camino from Emilia Perez.
I think this will be very, I guess, intriguing is the right word to use, because almost collectively everyone agrees El Mal is probably the better of the two songs inside of the film. It's the one that most people are predicting for the win. But Netflix, when they sent their FYC vinyls, Mi Camino was side A, El Mal was side B. Does that really matter? This is where we find out.
I think it's going to be Mi Camino.
I also have Meet Camino.
I am still riding with El Mal because I think that's the better example of original song inside of the film. It's more dynamic, but I think Mi Camino is much more of a more enjoyable listening experience outside of the film. And it's super catchy. It sounds good, and you can't help but sing along. But I think, like I said before, this is a sign to show what film is the real Emilia Perez song push.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully something else doesn't win. We'll see. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below, who are you rooting for to win, and who you wish was here instead? Like what nomination would you rather have seen? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.